Hello. I hope that you are well, and thank you so much for joining me here today. Welcome to our final spooky season video where we're going to do a haunted poetry reading. And of course it's not really haunted, and the poems are just poems that are older, so they're not really scary, they're just written in a different voice than what we might be used to now. And I have 3 poems for you. So we're going to start with Emily Dickinson, I Felt a Funeral in My Brain. I felt a funeral in my brain, and mourners to and fro kept treading, till it seemed that sense was breaking through. And when they were all seated, a service, like a drum, kept beating, till I thought my mind was going numb. And then I heard them lift a box and creak across my soul, with those same boots of lead again. Then space began to toll, as all the heavens were a bell, and being but an ear, and I and silence, some strange race, wrecked solitary here. And then a plank in reason broke, and I dropped down, and hit a world at every plunge, and finished knowing then. So that was our first poem, and that was by Emily Dickinson. And we're going to move into an older poem now. And this is by William Shakespeare, and it is from Macbeth, and it is the Song of the Witches. And you've probably heard portions of this. And this is a poem I didn't really like that much the first time I read it, but having heard it read, I like it more than I once did, and I'm into a Shakespeare thing lately. And so I thought that I would include this poem in our poetry reading tonight. Thrice the brinded cat hath mewed, thrice and once the hedge pig whined. Harpier cries, 'tis time, 'tis time. Round about the cauldron go, in the poisoned entrails throw. Toad that under cold stone days and nights has 31. Sweltered venom sleeping got, boil thou first in the charmed pot. Double, double toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Fillet of a fenny snake in the cauldron boil and bake. Eye of newt and toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog. Adder's fork and blindworm's sting, lizard's leg and howlet's wing. For a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell broth boil and bubble. Double, double toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Cool it with a baboon's blood, then the charm is firm and good. By the pricking of my thumb, something wicked this way comes. And now we're going to finish with one of my favorite poets ever. And a lot of people don't think of Edgar Allan Poe as much of a poet as a writer of weird stories, but Poe actually wrote quite a bit of poetry, and so I'm going to include The Haunted Palace as our final poem for our haunted poetry reading. And here we go. The Haunted Palace by Edgar Allan Poe. In the greenest of our valleys, by good angels tenanted, once a fair and stately palace, radiant palace, reared its head. In the monarch's thoughts' dominion, it stood there, near a seraph spread opinion, over fabric half so fair. Banners yellow, glorious, golden, on its roof did float and flow. This, all this, was in the olden time, long ago. and every gentle air that dallied in that sweet day along the ramparts, plumed and pallid, a winged odor went away. Wanderers in that happy valley through two luminous windows saw spirits moving musically to a lute's well-tuned law. Round about a throne where sitting Porphyrogene, in state his glory well befitting, the ruler of the realm was seen. And all with pearl and ruby glowing was the fair palace door, through which came flowing, 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 and sparkling evermore a troop of echoes whose sweet duty was but to sing, in voices of surpassing beauty, the wit and wisdom of their king. But evil things in robes of sorrow assailed the monarch's high estate. Ah, let us more, for never sorrow shall dawn upon him desolate. And round about his home the glory that blushed and bloomed is but a dim, remembered story of the old time entombed. And travelers now within that valley, through the red litten window see vast forms that move fantastically to a discordant melody, while lie a ghastly rapid river through the pale door, a hideous throng rush out forever and laugh, but smile no more. And there we are, our 3 poems. And the first was from Emily Dickinson. It was I Felt a Funeral in My Brain. The second was The Song of the Witches from Macbeth by William Shakespeare. And the third was The Haunted Palace by Edgar Allan Poe. And I hope that you enjoyed our spooky season videos this week, and that you'll join me next time when our spooky season will be over, but we will still be exploring and creating and reading. And until next time, I hope that you continue to explore your world and use your creativity to improve it. And thank you.